Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block on a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At Enchain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We have tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts, basically ones that can run operating systems. That's all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. And it looks like we are live. Good stuff. I love it when a plan comes together. Welcome to Satoshi TV, aka Bitcoin SV TV, aka It's Just Bitcoin. So the reason we broadcast on Twitch is because YouTube have deleted 2 of my channels and they were preventing me from editing my shows, and they were deleting episodes, and I was like, you know what, this is absolutely ridiculous. So now we broadcast live on Twitch, upload the full episode up onto Streamanity, and then upload the edited version onto YouTube. And Streamanity is pretty cool because you can set your own fee according to how you judge the quality. Today's day is the 13th of June and it is Tuesday 2021. So let's begin. So first thing to report on, this is actually, I have to say, sometimes they get you. And this one did. Look at this. Gravity has had to put an urgent notice up. It says, urgent notice, our liquidity providers have just informed us that due to several large exchanges disabling BSV deposits and withdrawals, they are also suspending access to BSV liquidity until further notice. What a load of crap. What have other large exchanges disabling BSV deposits and withdrawals got anything to do with them suspending their access? This is absolutely outrageous. It's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks. It's a coordinated attack on Bitcoin because the powers that be that control the US dollar don't mind all these shitcoins because they know that these shitcoins have absolutely zero fundamental value. They're all Ponzi schemes, so they're not a threat to the US dollar. However, Bitcoin, the genuine Bitcoin, the original protocol that Satoshi Nakamoto designed, that BSV follows, is a commodity because it has value in itself, because it is useful. It's outrageous, but because it's useful and it has value and it can be used as cash, they don't want it because they want to be able to print, and cause all this shit in the world, that they've done. And believe me, it is a horrendous amount of shit that they've done. Fiat currency is just simply printed into infinity, which means costs go up until infinity, until they squeeze businesses out of business and they centralize everything. And they're going to have central control of everything because when your business goes bust, guess who takes it over? The bank. Does it cost the bank anything? No, because all they did is make the money up, give you the money that they made up, and you've got a business. Now they've got your business. They've got real assets in exchange for something that they made up out of thin air. It is absolutely outrageous. But that's what we're dealing with, you know. So they continued here. That was 1 of 3. 2 of 3 is. This means it will not be possible to trade BSV on Gravity at this time. We sincerely apologise for the short notice and we'll update you with more information when we have it. Trading of all other digital assets on Gravity remains unaffected. See, look at that, unaffected. So basically you can deposit and withdraw and trade your shitcoins for fiat currency and get them in and out. It's just purely an attack on BSV. That's it. It's absolutely outrageous. You know, I mean, you just have to trade it for that shit for core coin and then dump core coin for fiat currency and get out. It makes no difference. It's literally just a really snide, you know. That's it. It's just bullying, is what it is. That's all it is. If you have any questions or concerns, please do get in touch with our customer experience team at gravity@bitstock.com. You know. Fair dues, you roll with the punches. Tomorrow is another day. That's just the way it rolls. We're up against some extremely powerful, well-coordinated and very dangerous people. Very dangerous people. Not the kind of people I want to cross paths with at all, ever. But unfortunately, loggerheads are going to come together at some point. They won't not. And basically the only thing that we're going to have to rely on is the neutrality and impartiality of judges when they rule on making decision making. Literally, it's the law. The law is the only thing that's going to save this, because these people, this powerful entity, is everywhere. Literally everywhere. Carlyle Group in the military. Where to start? Pharmaceutical industries. Pfizer, merchant banks, Goldman Sachs. Waddell and Reed hedge funds. I mean, they are literally everywhere. AIG insurance. You ever wondered why AIG wasn't actually holding any cash on the books when everybody called in their insurance policies against these collateralized debt obligations, CDOs? Well, it's because it's their little money laundering front. The AIG doesn't need to hold any cash on the books because it's got the Federal Reserve in its pocket. It's outrageous. Which is why AIG was the first company, an insurance company, to get bailed out by the chairman of the Federal Reserve, who's just simply a puppet on a string to what's really going on behind the scenes. In fact, while we're on it, let's have a listen to this. I've got this here somewhere. Let me just find my my lovely videos. Check it out. Here we go. On the way. Yes, indeed. Right, come on then, Mr. Ben Bernanke. Let's have your dorsal tones as I recognise them. Here we go. It's around here somewhere. Come on, Ben Bernanke. Where are you? It's here somewhere. Oh, it's coming close. Come on, Ben Bernanke. Oh, good grief. Come on. Hey, finally. Here we go. Have a listen to this.
A lot of people think when I say this, or when you say this, or when Positive Money say this, that we're all just a bunch of nutters. But on the 9th of March in 2009, the governor of the Federal Reserve, Ben Bernanke, gave the first ever broadcast interview the governor of the central bank of the United States of America had ever given. And the day before that, he'd bailed out AIG, which is an insurance company, not even a bank, actually, to the tune of about $160 billion. So the journalist says to him, now, Mr. Bernanke, where did you get $160 billion to bail out AIG?
Is that tax money that the Fed is spending?
It's not tax money. The banks have accounts with the Fed, much the same way that you have an account in a commercial bank. So to lend to a bank, we simply use the computer to mark up the size of the account that they have with the Fed. So it's much more akin, although not exactly the same, but it's much more akin to printing money than it is to borrowing.
There we go. You heard it here first. Check it out. How do you make $160 billion? We simply use the computer. Oh, honestly, just an absolute joke. An absolute joke. But hey ho, there we go. So let's just have a look, see what else is going on. Oh yeah, this is pretty cool. Check this out. Check this out. So just in, Texas House votes to send law enforcement to find dozens of absent Democrats under warrant of arrest if necessary for blocking voter integrity legislation. Things are heating up, and we know all the shenanigans has gone on, you know, but somebody somewhere is going to pay the price, and those who orchestrated it, you know, that basically control the military and everything else that have got judges and law enforcement in their pockets, you know, but can they control everything? Because there's going to be a fight for power, like these people who control the states, you know, like Texas is its own state. You know, do you think that state wants to be in the pocket and controlled by someone else? No, they don't. They're just like, actually, I'll do what I want. You know, I'm going to do what's right. I'm going to do what's right for the people of my state. You're not going to dictate and defraud the voters of their electoral rights. It's absolutely outrageous. So yeah, there's going to be a conflict somewhere, without doubt. So we're starting to see it. Starting to see the cracks appear. And let's crack on with a few articles here from CoinGeek. There were quite a few good ones here. Oh, I think there was at least one or two that I wanted to read. Check this one out. So this one says, Argentine lawmaker proposes bill allowing salary payments in digital currencies. The Argentinian workers will be able to receive their salaries in digital currencies if a new proposed bill sails through the South American country's parliament. The bill seeks to allow the employees and service exporters to receive part or full salary in digital currencies in a bid to preserve its purchasing power. Can you imagine being paid in Dogecoin? Oh my god. Argentina has been one of the countries seeing the highest inflation in the past few years. This has sparked an uptake of digital currencies, with many viewing them as a better alternative to the local peso. Now, employees in the country could get the opportunity to get paid in digital currencies, courtesy of a bill proposed by Congress, Jose Lucy Ramon. And again, no clue. But I didn't know that. I mean, check it out. That's pretty big. But I mean, these countries have no clue. Yeah, I mean, like you just got to look at the president of El Salvador. I mean, no clue. I mean, it should be a clue that Peter McCormack is trying to interview him and get his picture taken wearing a Metallica t-shirt. I mean, seriously. I mean, the clues are there, like in your face. It's ridiculous. And Peter McCormack already admitted to being a fraud and lying to his bank on every application since he's been involved in Bitcoin. I mean, he's a complete fraud. And he's a stupid one at that. And yet the president of El Salvador is entertaining him and wants him to interview him. I mean, like, seriously. Just unbelievable. Ramon, who's a member of the Argentina Chamber of Deputies, said the idea is that they, the workers, can strengthen their autonomy and conserve the purchasing power of their remuneration. Well, not if they're being paid in tokens that aren't worth absolutely jack shit. The only data that has any fundamental value is the original protocol, which is the genuine Bitcoin, which is BSV. That's it. He added, this initiative stems from the need to promote greater autonomy and governance of wages, without this implying a loss of rights or exposure to situations of abuse within the framework of the employment relationship. In Argentina, those who receive payments in foreign currencies have to convert them to the local pesos upon receipt. Additionally, due to a law passed in December 2019, foreign currencies attract a 30% tax. According to a local outlet, La Nueva Manana, digital currencies may be exempt from this law. This could see the employees and exporters make significant savings if they receive their remuneration in Bitcoin BSV. Yes! Well done, Steve Carew. Bitcoin BSV, that's what we like. Is it Steve? Yes, nice one, Steve. Get in there. And other digital currencies. As per the proposed bill, Argentine employees will have the absolute power to make and alter their decisions on accepting, modifying or revoking digital currency payments. It also lays out what the obligations of the employer will be. One of these will be having to bear the cost of a transfer of digital currencies. Those who choose to make their payments in BSV will not have to worry about this, as the transaction fees are negligible. Absolutely. Absolutely. BSV wins hands down when it comes to fees. Nothing can touch BSV in terms of value or fees. It's just amazing. Argentina continues to experience high inflation as the government struggles with its monetary policies. While in the past month it has seen a lower inflation than projected, it stands at 21.5% for the year and 48% year on year. Jeepers. I mean, this is why fiat currency is just so rotten. Literally rotten to the core. And it causes so much destruction. Like I said, because costs go up and up and up, which means people become increasingly more and more desperate. Which leads to crime. You're stealing off other people. Whereas in Bitcoin, there's no point in stealing off somebody else. You actually sort of want to give it away to increase the network effect. So getting people involved, it actually adds value to the network. It's just amazing the positive influences that Bitcoin can have on the world. Honestly, it's just absolutely phenomenal. So, yeah. Check this out. Cryptocurrency ransomware attacks in 2021 have netted over $32 million. So, in 2021, ransomware attackers have made roughly $32.7 million in cryptocurrency, according to data from ransomware. One ransomware attack in particular, REvil, accounts for roughly 33% of the total amount of money raked in via ransomware attacks this year. Recently, many government organisations around the world have released statements warning their citizens and residents that cybercrime, including cybercrime involving digital currencies, is on the rise. And this is what Bitcoin prevents. You can't really have cybercrime on the Bitcoin blockchain. That's the whole point. It was huge. While the data on ransomware is not fully complete, the current data and other public records, for example the blockchain analysis report there, do indicate that ransomware attacks and payments are on the rise. We're seeing that cybercriminals are getting more adept at exploiting systems and monetizing them, which is in part enabled by cryptocurrencies, said Jack Cable, the founder of ransomware. Cable is looking to mitigate cybercrime involving digital assets by providing comprehensive data around ransomware attacks that demand digital currency. Cable hopes that the data ransomware generates will help individuals and enterprises understand the full impact ransomware attacks have and whether or not taking certain actions and preventative measures has an effect on impeding these attacks. I was inspired to launch ransomware after seeing that no one really knows the full impact of ransomware and cybercrime in general. Without knowing the full details of ransomware economics, it's hard to tell if actions have any effect on criminal behavior. Knowing that Bitcoin is entirely public, I started building ransomware as a method to crowdsource the information on ransomware payments, said Cable. All right, great article there. I love it, but I've got to save my voice. I've been going for 18 minutes already. Let's have a look at some of the. I mean, look at this. This is look. Former Bitmain CEO Gene Wu says regulatory crackdown may be good for crypto. Finally. I mean, literally, these people are so slow. So Wu also pitched Singapore, where his current company Matrixport is based, as a strong contender to serve as a hub for crypto innovators. Jian Wu, crypto billionaire and the co-founder and ex-CEO of Bitcoin mining giant Bitmain, believes that the current wave of regulatory interventions in the crypto industry may be a good thing in the long term. Speaking to CNBC during the Asia Tech X Singapore conference this week, Wu noted that the sector had already grown almost to a $1 trillion market cap industry, with over 10% of United States citizens having some involvement with the new asset class. In these conditions, he argued that a stronger regulatory involvement would be a net gain for crypto over time. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. I think the regulatory pressure is stronger than before, but it will get a lot of bad actors out of the industry and make sure that the industry's reputation is much better than without it. So I think this kind of crackdown may be a good thing for the industry in the long term. What has Craig been saying all this time? Literally. Oh dear, oh dear. The recent crackdown on crypto has been the most striking in China, which has a long track record of attempting to strictly limit and even suppress the trading of decentralized digital currencies. Yet other developments, including several jurisdictions, recent actions against operations of top crypto exchange Binance, point to a more interventionist approach gradually gaining momentum worldwide. Earlier today, Caitlin Long, founder and CEO of the crypto-focused Avanti Bank and Trust, tweeted that in the United States the regulatory crackdown on crypto has begun. Oh, well, if it has begun, they're gonna uncover SegWit. Long claimed that regulators would likely go after intermediaries and access points for US dollars into the sector, rather than targeting assets like Bitcoin and Ether directly. Wu, however, proposed that more engagement between regulators, governments and companies in the crypto sector is both necessary and likely to be positive in its outcomes. He singled out Singapore as a case in point, characterizing its government as a reasonably, highly efficient and approachable when it comes to dealing with the industry. He said, especially in a small country like Singapore, he said, as long as crypto industry actors don't harm local citizens, the authorities are likely to leave them be and refrain from taking any legislative measures against them. There are many good reasons for Singapore to be a hub for crypto innovations, he claimed. After Wu's somewhat controversial departure from Bitmain, where he laid the basis for his estimated $1.8 billion fortune, the former CEO went on to found a digital asset financial services platform called Matrix Port, which was initially based in Singapore, but has since also expanded to establish a Europe-facing office in Zurich. Another one in Zurich. Would you believe it? You know, maybe I need to get myself out there, get myself in Zurich. You know, who knows? But there was another one here for the Winklevi. Going on, check this out. Oh my god. Gemini plans to beat Binance through compliance. Oh dear. Aims to become the fastest tortoise in the race. The recent regulatory backlash against Binance would give a competitive advantage to regulated exchanges. I mean, these two don't even know the difference between commodities and securities. Honestly, absolutely ridiculous. Gemini Exchange co-founder Cameron Winklevoss has stated that the company expects to overtake the current largest crypto exchange by volume. Binance, predicting its emphasis on compliance, will win out as regulators increasingly crack down on unregulated exchanges. As reported by Bloomberg on Monday, Cameron Winklevoss emphasized the importance of adhering to regulators' demands, stating that Gemini is playing the long game. They said, we're trying to be the fastest tortoise in the race. The long game pays off over time. And what has CSW been saying all this time? All of this, honestly. It's so funny. You know, almost makes my blood boil, but all we can do is laugh at it, really. The comments come as Binance faces increasingly regulatory pressure, with the United Kingdom's Financial Conduct Authority telling Binance that it wasn't authorised to carry out regulated activities in the country in late June. A banking blockade followed as several high street banks curtailed their customers' activities with the exchange. Around the same time, Bloomberg also reported that the United States Department of Justice, the Internal Revenue Service and the Commodities Future Trading Commission were actively examining aspects of Binance business. By contrast, Winklevoss stated that Gemini has been working alongside Bitstamp, Bittrex and Bitflyer USA in an effort to clean up the industry. Trying to clean up the industry, that's hilarious. All these shitcoins out there. And ally all they're doing is pumping Ponzi schemes. It's outrageous. And ally the concerns of financial regulators. The firm helped create the Virtual Commodity Association in 2018, which aims to root out bad behavior and prevent fraud and manipulation. However, Binance continues to dominate crypto trade volumes with its analytics platform CoinMarketCap. Estimated that Binance's daily spot trading volume is more than 100 times that of the Winklevoss twins exchange. With Binance hosting almost $14 billion worth of trade in 24 hours, crikey, while Gemini posted 117.7 million. Gemini is not the only US-based exchange prioritising compliance in its roadmap, with Coinbase publishing audited financials amid its IPO earlier this year. Kraken also plans to soon go public, having received a regulated bank charter in Wyoming in September 2020. Another exit scam. But talking about trade volumes here, TDXP app reported a trade volume of $150 billion in 1 month. Well, I mean, this is $14 billion in 24 hours, so But I mean, still, TDXP up trade volume, absolutely staggering. Absolutely staggering. Like, my goodness me. My God. Check this out. What's this? Uniswap proposal sparks blowback after guarantees dump 10 million Uni tokens. Seriously, and what's this? Bitcoin ransomware group Evil goes offline after Biden ultimatum. Oh, let's have a quick look then. So just a week after demanding a $70 million Bitcoin ransom for attacking 200 companies, Revol has disappeared off the web. Ooh. In brief, Revol, the Russian ransomware group behind recent high-profile attacks, has disappeared from the dark web. The move comes after President Biden's final ultimatum to Russian President Vladimir Putin about acting on ransomware groups in his country. I didn't know about this. Just days after United States President Joe Biden issued an ultimatum to Russian President Vladimir Putin to combat ransomware attacks hailed from his country, the notorious Revol hacking group has suddenly gone offline. Surprise, surprise. Ransomware is a type of cyber attack in which hackers remotely take control of computers, locking access and sometimes files while demanding a ransom to free their devices. Typically, the ransom is requested in Coolcoin or another cryptocurrency, which can be difficult to track. Hackers have reportedly pulled some $33 million worth of Coolcoin so far this year. Revol led a recent wave of attacks against United States companies last week, demanding $70 million ransom in Coolcoin after locking the companies locking the computers of more than 200 companies linked to IT firm Kaseya. The Russian group claimed that more than a million systems were affected in the attack. Back in May, the group attacked American meatpacker JBS and was paid an $11 million Bitcoin ransom to free its system. What the hell? They actually paid $11 million. Are you effing kidding me? The New York Times reported that Revol's sites on the dark web mysteriously disappeared overnight, leaving no immediate trace of who was responsible for the disappearance. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. Alright, so you're done. One theory is that Biden instructed the United States Cyber Command to cripple and take down the group's sites, fearing potential further ransomware attacks ahead. Another theory, according to the Times, is that Putin acted on the ultimatum after signalling that he was open to such cooperation during a June meeting in Geneva. The last theory, however, is that the group simply pulled its own site offline following growing international pressure. That's what experts believe happened with DarkSide, the group that facilitated May's colonial pipeline attack. US authorities recovered much of that ransom. DarkSide's move was considered to be a digital threat, or digital theatre. The Times suggested that such hackers may ultimately reform and resume their attacks under a different name. Amidst the growing wave of ransomware attacks against American companies, Biden administration has moved to classify such attacks as a threat to national security, particularly as they has affected key infrastructure firms such as with Colonial Pipeline. Biden told Putin on Friday that the United States would take any necessary action to combat ransomware attacks, and he expected Russia to act on information about hacking groups when provided reasonable information, even though Revol was not a state-sponsored operation. Wow. See, look, cryptocurrencies, making headlines, making waves, upsetting people. Like, good grief, having to pay ransom in Coolcoin. I mean, like, wow, It's juicy stuff. So Uniswap proposal sparks blowback after guarantees dump 10 million in Uni tokens. A DeFi grant proposal on Uniswap has gone awry, with the guarantees market selling 500,000 Uni tokens shortly after earning approval. In brief, shortly after earning approval of a $20 million grant in Uni tokens, the team behind the DeFi Education Fund quickly sold $10 million worth of it. The initial proposal sought to gather sources for political, educational and legal engagement on behalf of the DeFi ecosystem. Another exit scam. Unbelievable. Editors note the original headline of the story stated that the guarantees had dumped $10 million Uni. It has been updated to reflect that they cashed out $10 million worth of Uni tokens. The team behind the DeFi Education Fund, a grant proposal recently approved on Uniswap's governance platform today, announced that it has sold half of 1 million Uni tokens for just over $10 million that it received from the platform's treasury. Just another exit scam. Unbelievable. Data from the Block Explorer Etherscan confirms the sale. The Ethereum address associated with the DeFi Education Fund recently holds roughly $10.2 million worth of USDC, a dollar-pegged stablecoin, and $9.8 million in Uni tokens, Uniswap native token. Meanwhile, numerous users suspect foul play. No shit, Sherlock. No shit, Sherlock. Some quickly pointed out how the fund's proposers initially promised that the funds would be allocated over the next 4 to 5 years, so it wouldn't have the same dilutive effect of selling 1 million Uni all at once, but ended up selling half of the crypto cache shortly after receiving it. They've blatantly done an exit scam. The price of Uni is down nearly 8% over the past 24 hours. It was trading at $18.75 on Thursday morning. So what is the DeFi Education Fund? The brainchild of a student organisation called the Harvard Law, Blockchain and FinTech Initiative. It just sounds like an absolute scam. The DeFi Education Fund first surfaced in late May, but was positioned as a fund for political defence of DeFi. And we know DeFi is a load of scam anyway. Initially, the organisation proposed to allocate a budget of 1 to 1.5 million Uni tokens, worth $25 to $40 million at the time. From Uniswap's treasury to hire effective lawyers, lobbyists, and organisers that would defend the best interests of DeFi. You can't defend DeFi because it's an absolute scam. Huh. Oh dear, oh dear. In order to proceed, however, the proposal had to earn enough votes from Uni token holders. This is because, beyond price appreciation, Uni tokens also allow the holders to participate in the governance of Uniswap by voting on different proposals. Essentially, the more tokens you have, the weightier your vote will be. On Uniswap, there were 3 key phases before a proposal is implemented. Temperature check, consensus check, and governance proposal. Despite facing criticism from the community, the initial DeFi Defense Fund managed to pass the first 2 phases. Still, many commenters, including Compound co-founder Robert Leshner, said the proposal was lacking a lot of crucial details and should be much clearer to avoid turning Uniswap's treasury into a slush fund, which is exactly what has happened. Oh dear. After facing this pushback, Harvard Law BFI went back to the drawing board and switched gears on its initiative, expanding its scale and rebranding to DeFi Education Fund. A total scam. A total scam. I mean, look, they're using law, Harvard in there, and they've got law in there, and blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's just a massive scam. Proposals to allocate a 1 million Uni to create the fund, the DeFi Education Fund, a non-profit entity based in the United States to provide grants for political, educational, and legal engagement. Yeah, as if that isn't vague. This proposal has passed the temperature and consensus checks with massive super majorities and the healthy, spirited debate. Harvard Law BFI wrote in its updated proposal. I can't be bothered to read the rest of it. My voice isn't going to hold out for it, but you get the picture there, people. Like, jeepers. So it looks like we've just got a snooze fest in the house, so it's time for my favourite part of the day. Time for dinging of the dong. Anybody that's listening, please put your handles and paymails in the chat box. Let's do this. Madame Snooze is on the way. Here we go. Donging, ready. There we go. Anyone else? We've got 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Yeah, already done you snooze fest. Nice one. 2, 1, and we're done. Nice one. Right, catch you guys later. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.